If QNT Quant was able to achieve XRP'S market cap, current market cap, not all-time high market cap, just the current market cap, is that possible? Is that something that could be achieved here? Well, we're just going to be diving into the math on, what type of prices we could see, what type of price action we could see if Quant achieves XRP'S current market cap. It may be far-fetched. It may be a bit of a stretch for it to be for Quant to pull that off, but I'm not sure. You just can't count out any project. You just can't say, well, that's not possible in crypto. Anything's possible in crypto, but when it comes to this space, obviously the smartest thing to do is to manage your risk as best as you can. Show discipline. Never invest more than you're willing to lose on any project, because no project in this space is guaranteed. Not even a great utility project like Quant. Again, the thing about Quant is, if you take a look at its chart, it held up really well this previous bull run that took place. It didn't have a massive run, but most other projects, 90% of projects, if not 95 to 99% of projects, just completely bled against Bitcoin this entire time. No pump, no move up, no strength, nothing, just complete downside. You take a look at DOT, Phantom / Sonic, the list goes on, right? Quant, however, had, if you invested in Quant, 2021, 2022, you pretty much didn't lose any money. You're just still around break even, right? It was just pretty much a stable coin. It had some, some up, like some little pops here and there, but nothing, no parabolic run. But still, that was a lot of strength. It showed a lot of strength at that time. Now, again, is it guaranteed to be successful? Nothing is, right? But is it a good altcoin? I think Quant is a good altcoin, right? It's ISO compliant. I've done my research and showed you guys how if you just Google search ISO compliant crypto, you see that Quant stock stacks up against projects like XRP, XLM, etc., right? It's raining outside. My apologies. I can't control that. I'm not going to stop the video here. We're just going to dive into it, right? So this is from X Finance Bull. If Quant ever reaches XRP's market cap, that's a 90x from here, over $5,900 per token. QNT sits at a $962 million market cap. XRP sits in an $86 billion market cap. These aren't competitors. They're solving different problems in the same broken financial system. I 100% agree with this take, right? The reason why crypto should exist, or I got into crypto, was because of decentralization, man. I come from a background of content creation. I have successful anime, horror channels. I even make Christian content as well, because I believe in God, Jesus Christ. And, when it comes to the tech oligarchs, the way that they structure things and how they restrict, for example, people to talk about specific topics, especially when, the pandemic happened, I had different views around that time that didn't fit in with the mainstream media or their consensus or their ideology, and that gave me struggles with my content creation, right? And this is why I was like, okay, let me research crypto for the decentralization of it, and that way there's no restriction. If someone wants to help me or donate, they could donate to me through my my Web3 wallet. There's no restriction there. You're in self-custody. You're in control of your money now. You don't need banks, right? And that's why I'm bullish on crypto, for self-custody, the decentralization of it, right? If you're, if you have a career that, is not in line with a lot of people, just in general, like being able to control your own money, in my opinion, is a great thing. It really is, right? So, this is why I think projects like Quant serve such a great use case and such a great, have such a great place to be in the space. Like they fit a mold, and they have their own lane, and they have their own potential future of success, because they have something going for it, right? There's utility here. There's fundamentals here. There's a strong team and community here, right? So XRP moves value across borders. QNT connects the networks those borders run on. Both are building the plumbing for global finance. Both deserve a spot in the portfolio. You holding both or just watching, right? I think holding both is the best way to go, right? So QNT right now, was a little bit, a little bit of an older post, but as you can see, QNT right now is at $65.30, so not much of a big difference. Here it's $66.17 and XRP at $1.42. For QNT to get to XRP's market cap now, not its all-time high, just the market cap now, that would put QNT at $6,000 and 90x from here. Now, obviously, that is, 90x on a bigger market cap project like QNT might be, more of a long-term target. Let's be honest here. I'm just being conservative. It may be more of a long-term target. Is it achievable? Yes, it is. It's possible. Yes, it is. Right? For me, I think, like I said, a $1,000 to $3,000 QNT, anywhere in that range is more realistic for like a 10x to 50x move, half of what we're seeing here right now. And I think that is very possible for QNT, right? Take a tweet from Tesos right here. Time to prepare for the Great Reset. We're hearing this narrative from 2020, yet almost nobody's ready. As Christopher says, exit banks now. Cyber attacks are almost here. Hold both tangible and digital assets. My take for the digital assets are QNT and XRP. If you know, you know, right? Crypto Lens. QNT is back to the same 3.10-year demand zone that started every major rally. 2022, we had a 365% move. 2024, we had a 213% move. 2025, we had a 138% move. Structure looks similar again. 2026, bottom forming. Are you positioned, right? So as you can see right here, he's looking for a potential bounce from this low for QNT to get back up to 120, 130 bucks, right? Which is, very much in line, because again, I think QNT is going to have these bounces. It's not going to break out of the range, in my opinion, until a major catalyst takes place or we enter alt season. That's really where it's going to be a macro. It's going to have to be macro conditions are in a perfect spot for QNT and other altcoins to perform well. And that's when you're going to see QNT perform well, in my opinion, right? I could be wrong, but it's similar to what happened with XRP, right? Solana, Sui, and, a few other projects like Celestia and AI projects as well. They, when the bull run started 2023 and 2023, those are the projects that did extremely well. AI projects, some Solana, Sui, Say as well did okay, but those are the projects that really did well. Solana meme coins, and during that time, XRP did nothing. It was just going sideways, and then boom. One of the last projects to have a run, but when it did have its run, it was, again, during the time frame of the macro conditions starting to favor altcoins. So I think that's when what's going to happen again, right? QNT may take some time, unless we get a major catalyst that really changes for QNT, then it becomes an outlier. I think this is gonna be one of the patient projects where until we see restrictions on interest rates are lowered, we get liquidity into the market, we get the new Fed chair, we get the Clarity Act, these types of things happening, it's going to be a patient game for QNT. Just my opinion, right? From Nihal, QNT is forming a strong triangular accumulation, offering a potential entry near the lower support zone. A buy the dip setup with a tight stop loss allows for control risk while waiting for a breakout. Support holds and price bounces, it could signal the start for the next macro move as smart money steps in. So more TA analysts, these are the recent tweets I'm looking at as well as far as the TA perspective. More TA analysts are thinking QNT will have a nice bounce here from this $65 low, right? Right now, QNT at 65.27, just under 800 mil market cap. The macro market, Bitcoin is under 68K, Ethereum under $2,000. I think it's a good time to start paying attention to crypto, man. Even if you just get some exposure to the market, you think there's going to be one more leg down till the end of the year, or summer till the end of the year. Nothing's wrong with that, right? We'll see what happens. But I still think, some exposure to the market is a good idea, in my opinion. Not a ton. You don't have to overinvest, because if we do get, that crash, a lot of these projects that I talk about, or projects in general, are going to drop a lot more, right? So I think DCA is the way to go. Don't rush it. Take your time, and just be as strategic as possible. As always, none of this is financial advice. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Join my Discord. Follow me on X. Please follow me on X, guys. And subscribe to my Eclipse channel. Really need you guys to support those links in the description. And, support there further. It really helps out. Thank you so much. I'll catch you in the next one.